Guys, today I'm gonna be laying out the positives and the negatives of the new Warzone Season 4 Reloaded update. With new updates, there's always the same three questions. Is the update good? Is it gonna save Warzone? And what's broken? What's broken being the most asked question. And we're gonna be answering all those questions here in this video. I will be leaving all timestamps in the description below, so if you guys wanna go ahead and skip ahead, feel free to do so. So we're gonna be covering all of those things throughout this video, and I'm gonna actually start from the negatives, work to the positives, because as of right now, on the day of release, this game is unplayable if you guys actually want to go out there and sweat your ass off. And let me tell you guys why. The first negative is going to be FPS. Now, if you're a console player, I don't know 100%. I believe it's only a PC issue. PC players are struggling with frames, FPS. I have a 4090. I usually get around 180 to 200 based off how mine's optimized. Today, I was getting about 90 to 100. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a video clip right here that kind of explains it.
From what I could tell right now, there's an issue somewhere in the game for Warzone with the RAM. It feels like there's an issue with RAM communication with the CPU. My CPU is not maxing out any of the cores, but my CPU time is extremely high. When I ran a benchmark, we ended up seeing 17% of a bottleneck on the CPU, and the frame timing and frame pacing is all over the place. So from as far as I can tell, the issue we're having right now is the game engine allowing the RAM and the CPU to run the way it should. So your CPU times end up being all over the place, and your frame times end up being all over the place. This is why people are stuttering. I'm at about 120 FPS on a 3070. The system is fully overclocked. I'm normally close to 200 in Warzone.
Talking about unplayability while we're on the topic, they removed all Mazrah completely from the game, except for ranked. So if you guys don't play ranked, but you love the good old Mazrah map, which I do as well, you can't play it. Sorry, you gotta suck it up. You know, it always messes my head up whenever they do stupid things like this, because I try to put logic behind everything that they do, and I gotta remember at the end of the day, it is Activision. They're not the brightest tool in the light bulb box. Just go ahead and click Warzone, and we will talk about DMZ as well for those of you that have been entertained by the DMZ content we've been putting on the channel and the live streams and other things like that. But right now, let's look at the playlist. Now, let me ask you guys, what do you see wrong here? Well, here, let's count together. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guaranteed Vondel playlists, and then a 50-50. So essentially, there are 6 different modes that are on Vondel. There's one Ashika, one, and unfortunately one on Mazrah, which is only limited to rank. So if you guys are solo players, you guys don't sweat, you just want to have fun in pubs, sorry, sucks to be you. Keep spending your money. Would love to have you buy Highlander. Thank you. It's not like they've completely replaced the map. It's not like they went from Verdansk to Caldera. They went from a big BR map, which a lot of us love, to a small map that doesn't make sense in the BR aspect. The map was designed for resurgence, not actual BR. We legitimately spectated a game today where in the first 4 minutes, 53 players died. In the last 14 to 15 minutes that took place, the remaining 23 players finally died off. What they should have done, replace one of these with Al Mazrah. It's very simple. And I get resurgence is more popular, so I'm not mad to see 4 playlists compared to 3, but you got to leave your big map in this game. It doesn't make any sense to remove it. It's the only big map VR that they have. It's too slow. It doesn't make sense. And honestly, it should have been an LTM with fast collapse. Maybe they should take a page out of Treyarch's game because they had one in Blackout, and that's almost a 5-year-old game. While we're on the subject of LTMs, another negative is going to be the heroes. Now, the heroes is a fun aspect that I'm very glad they finally brought something fun to the game. Months back, when we were all complaining about movement, no slide canceling, no B hopping, they responded saying we wanted a more realistic mil-sim shooter, which I'm fine with. That's awesome. You know, if that's your route, go your route. I can live with no movement, and I've been happy with it. I'm fine. But then they had this superhero bullcrap, which again is a fun aspect, but it should have been an LTM. Which again, going back to Treyarch, it's ironic, Treyarch in Blackout, the first BR Call of Duty ever made, had an LTM called Heavy Metal Heroes, where you essentially did superhero shit, flying around and doing a lot of fun stuff. Basically right now, you're forced to play as superheroes. You're gonna have superheroes in every game mode that you play except for rank. So if you guys don't like being laser beamed to death, don't wanna get jumped on and shocked by some random crap that's some RNG and requires no skill, tough shit. You're kind of stuck with that for probably the rest of the season. So for the last negative, and then the reason why it's last, because I'm kind of impartial. It could be good, it could be bad, I'm not sure, but they've added Satchels. So if you guys are DMZ players, you're already familiar with Satchels. Satchels have been in DMZ for a good bit now, and honestly, they're pretty useful and they're fun to have. But when it comes to Warzone, especially ranked, but also pubs, it is going to change the flow of combat completely, and it's also going to put a lot more RNG into the game and into gunfights than there really should be. You have the medic vest. So the medic vest, of course, as a player who has the medic vest, you regenerate your health faster and you can res your teammates faster. That seems awesome. But when you look at these updates, you got to think about it from the other side. If you're in a fight with a team, it's a 2v2 right now. What do I always say? If you get a knock, you push. You knock the enemy, you push, because you have ample amount of opportunity depending on your distance. But now you don't know what kind of vest they have. You don't know if they have the stealth vest, the comms vest, the medic vest. And if you push and they have the medic vest, the enemy may be up by the time you get there. He may be fully plated and you might get caught out in the open. So this is really going to slow down a lot of momentum in gunfights, and it's going to prolong them a lot more, leading to more third parties, leading to more circle damage, and just leading to not being able to pre-rotate zones like you really want to, winning your gunfights fast and efficiently. Let's go to the comms vest. Now the comms vest is a cool aspect from an aggressive player's mindset. An uncommon armor plate carrier that increases the effectiveness of UAVs by showing the enemy's player's bearing on the minimap. Essentially an advanced UAV. Bearing being an arrow in front of the dot showing you which way the enemy's looking or moving. So essentially, if you have a comms vest and you launch UAV, if you're pushing a team, you can decide, is he running away from me? Should I like get in a car? Should I just turn around and go somewhere else? Is he trying to flank me? Do I see his bearing going to my left? Then you can lead the enemy to the left. It'll really help the players that have comms vests. But if you're on the other end of that spectrum, it's gonna be very hard for you to outplay anybody with a comms vest. So it's gonna create a huge skill gap. The stealth plate carrier is a rare armor plate carrier that protects the player from UAVs and other targeting systems. UAVs is gonna protect you like ghosts, and I'm assuming targeting systems may potentially almost be like cold-blooded too. We're gonna go ahead and discuss the Birdseye perk because it does coincide with the stealth plate carrier, but the Birdseye perk has been buffed. When using a UAV in combination with Birdseye, players under the effect of Ghost are now revealed to that player. So if you have Birdseye, Ghost will not work. But my question is, if you have a stealth plate carrier, does that actually work? So if you have Ghost on, you've been outed now by a player that has Birdseye, so now you don't have Ghost. But if you're rocking Ghost and a stealth plate carrier, will this actually hide you from the enemy's UAV? Basically, is it double stacking and does it work? With Season 4 Reloaded, we are placing a bigger emphasis on accuracy in gunfights, which is strange because in my opinion, I think accuracy is pretty easy with all these guns. There's not much recoil, and honestly, you should have to hit your target to kill an enemy. To achieve this, every weapon has had its Warzone damage profiles adjusted to fit into this new balance paradigm. Basically, what this paragraph to me essentially says is we have metas and weapons that aren't metas, and you have to hit your shots to kill people. While this change will result in a wider range of time to kill values, meaning some weapons will be able to kill faster when fired more accurately and slower when not. So Activision, you mean to sit here and tell me the more accurate I am and the more I shoot an enemy, the faster he's gonna die? What? Then what the hell was it for the last 4 seasons? No wonder we all feel like we're losing our minds and losing gunfights we shouldn't. You mean to tell me weapons will be able to kill faster when fired more accurately and slower time to kill when they're not accurate? But maybe not. Which leads me to the next part, weapon balancing, what they've done. So a lot of this says MW2 only. I don't know if they're implying multiplayer only, ranked only. I don't know. I would assume it's anything but Warzone. We're going to assume this is not Warzone. So essentially the ISO, reduce close damage range, increase hip fire speed. Straight nerf, not mad at it. How much of a nerf is it? Who knows? It took them 3 nerfs to get rid of the RPK. So it might still be freaking meta. Who knows at this point? I'm not going to read the rest of these, but basically you can kind of see there's slight increases. And in the statement above, again, remember, every weapon has had its Warzone damage profiles adjusted to fit the new balance paradigm. But what I'm seeing is that 1, assault rifles, there's only 3 listed. So not really every weapon. Shotguns, they've buffed the broadside in multiplayer. Who the hell's idea was that? What are we doing? Marksman rifles, and as you guys can see, it's only like 7 weapons out of the 3,000 that we have. Speaking of weapons, we're going to talk about the Pro being the new shotgun. Never thought I'd say new shotgun positive, but I will. We'll dive into that here in a second. Oh, real quick too, they added a Corvus torch to the underbarrels. So Dragon's Breath packed underbarrel shotgun, available to all weapons that are compatible with current underbarrel shotguns upon completion of challenge. So that's going to be interesting to see. All right, before we get to the last one, let's talk about DMZ, a mode that I've been playing a lot the last few weeks. If you've been following my streams, I will be starting to post content on DMZ here too. So if you like that, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe right now, because we will be posting DMZ content regularly. But DMZ players, now this has been infuriating. It should piss everyone off, even if you're not a DMZ player. So again, if you're a good player or if you just like a challenge, we love the idea of a skill gap. That is what a competitive game should bring. That's what gaming's about, is difference in skill. And if I suck, I want to get better. With that being said, brings me to PvP. Savage, I don't want to be killed in DMZ. I'm trying to do missions. What they've done now. DMZ, the Lunar Extraction, it's about the risk versus reward, PvP/PvE. Players hunting players. If a player and their squad kill too many players in DMZ, an unknown number, that high kill individual player will be issued a warning. If they kill another player, they can expect a bounty on their head. Enemy operators in an exclusion zone will then receive your intel on your position to secure your reward upon completion. That right there just seems very counterproductive, seems very asinine. And again, they don't play their own damn game. I think it's an absolute giant L. As a new DMZ player, let me know, guys, if you play DMZ, what you think this is going to entail. Let's talk about the new shotgun. It's dog water. 6 to 7 shots to kill somebody. It does kill fast with the full auto at point blank, but I don't know if it's better than the KV broadside, to be honest. I just don't see it being a huge issue right now. Granted, brand new. The update just came out like 4 hours ago. And as a shotgun meta hater, I'm so happy it sucks. But to be honest, I would like the idea of a pump action shotgun being a meta, kind of bringing back the Blackout Mog vibes. If you know, you know. So there are a lot of new camos. You have a few that are the boys only, different challenges you have to do, assault rifles, battle rifles, things like that. Pretty simplistic kills, especially if you're a multiplayer grinder. I like the camos like this that have texture, because then you could put another camo over it and still kind of see the design through your Orion or your poly or whatever you guys are using. And you have this one too. There's also 2 new raid camos. One of the quality life changes in this was actually a really good positive that I'm happy for. You can now see the amount of plates you have total, not just in your pocket, but total in your bag too, on your HUD in the lower left-hand corner where your plate carrier is going to be. The next thing is something that drove me crazy, stimming in the gas till you win the game. And players that actually have fought and worked their ass off to win lose because other players are too scared to fight. Because it's a video game, they might die in real life. They finally nerfed the amount of stims you can find in bathrooms. I don't know if that'll end the entire thing, maybe, might, but we'll see what happens. It does blow my mind it took so long for them to fix it. It also blows my mind that when it was being abused, they didn't just remove it until they fixed it, but it's a positive. We're gonna leave it at that. Now, this one is interesting right here, and it's a great quality of life update for, again, just kind of combating against ratty players who just float till the end for SR or for positioning. Redeployment elevation. The elevation at which players redeploy to the field will now be reduced by 9% of the initial elevation each circle. It also goes on to say this reduction stops at circle 8 and remains constant for the remainder of the match. The total difference in height from the start of the match until the last adjustment is approximately 60%. So if you've been one of those players, you've been part of that team, and I think we're all guilty of it, to where you come back, you float for positioning for SR, try to get the top 10, top 5, that's gonna be a lot harder because that end game, you're gonna be literally 50 to 60% lower than you were at the beginning, which if you guys have played this game enough, that's pretty freaking low. So that's a great thing, man. It stops a lot of rattiness and people just not wanting to fight and just playing bitch made for literally positioning. Another quality of life update that I think is really good that I didn't even think I needed until I saw it is kill cam recap. There's nothing more infuriating for me and a lot of you guys when we die so fast, we have no idea how. And unless you're recording like me, you're just kind of left to assume whatever it is. He's cheating, game sucks, whatever. But now with a more in-depth kill cam, we can find out were we shot by only one person, or did we get sniped by a third party? Did we get double sniped by a guy and that's how we got down so fast? What's the full story? So leading to that, kill cam recap quality of life. Eliminated players will now see a summary of the enemy players that contributed to their deaths. This will include the number of shots that made contact per player. So basically, a Dick Farm Done shot you once, Joe Blow shot you 3 times, and Susie Q in a bush shot you once. You'll be able to see exactly what the hell just happened, and you'll be able to rationalize, okay, I didn't just lose my 1v1, I got 3rd, 4th, 5th partied. When you have 2 teammates that need to be bought back and you only have money for one, you sometimes want to see who's got the most money. You're asking, yo, how much money did you have? How much money did you have? They're like, I don't know. So you just kind of shoot in the dark. Now it will tell you how much money your teammate will bring back So if you have player A to buy back who has $100 coming back with, and player B with 5 grand, of course you're gonna buy player B, so when he comes back, he can then buy player A. Makes it a lot easier, makes it smoother, decision making faster. So that's a huge W, honestly, for competitive and casual gamers alike. And the last positive before we go into the summary of my thoughts and feelings and continue into a spectating game, guys, look, the redeploy drone is a good concept. They're trying to go with the redeploy balloon from Caldera. I don't know if it needs to go faster. I don't know what the case is, but you just get beamed off of it. It's a risk versus reward thing. So I'm gonna say it's a positive that's in here, but I do think it needs a little bit of tweaking. When it comes to the firing range, whether you're a weapon tester like a lot of the YouTubers are, whether you guys just want to go ahead and test yourself or practice your accuracy, we've always needed more. And this is a good change. Now we can give the dummies that we fight in the firing range actual plates, which helps us decide what gun's actually good. Because before, you 2 or 3 shot them, they go down, not much practice at all. You can't really tell what gun you want to use. So in the firing range before, you just go in the firing range, you shoot the enemy and it's dead. You really can't tell exactly what the hell's happening. If you want to use the gun, if you like the build, you just don't know until you go into the game and try it. But now you have the ability to equip plates, thank God. And you can actually say, okay, is this gun actually good? Somehow it kills him, somehow it kills him. You know what's weird about the plating system is they have plates right now and it's one-tapping the enemies when it doesn't one-tap in Warzone. So I'm sitting here giving positives, but I don't think it works. Not with snipers, at least. So being able to change the plates is a good aspect, but for 9 months, that's all we've gotten in here. It's ridiculous. The updates here lately have been better than previous updates. Warzone 1 was tragic with the updates and patch notes. Warzone 2 started off bad, but it's been getting better since season 3. I start with the negatives, and I feel like I'm probably one of the most negative creators out there, but it's more of just realistic because I like to look at it from my opinion, and I try to look at it from the opinion of players that I might run into and kill, and what their thoughts are too. So let me know in the comment section below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Let's open up some dialogue, some conversation within the community. But let's go ahead and get to spectating. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I don't know why he's shooting, bro. You've got to get safe. You're in a bad spot, homie. Even if you knock him, he's gonna survive. See that shit there? That enemy should know we were here because we were shooting those shots. We shot 3 shots at the other guy. And he didn't even fucking know we were there. Didn't look, did nothing. Infested seems like he might be at least half-ass decent. I originally would say he's probably got like a 1.5, maybe a 2. But now I don't know so much. The reason why.
No, God!
People, you're an idiot. But he should not have been able to melee that fast. What the fuck was that? Do you have a weapon? Do you have a melee weapon for real? He's meleeing everyone to death. Holy fuck, what an animal. This bitch wins ranked? I'm gonna lose my shit. With a melee weapon. What a fucking demon, my guy. Oh shit! Oh, Lil Cope the one! Lil Cope the one! Holy, he just did it 3 times back to back and probably all of his kills. Lil Cope! Got on top of the rooftop. You can climb up there on the ladder. They got the ladder. Oh! Oh! Oh, another one! He's hawking him down like Martha Stewart. Oh, shit! Oh! Yo! Lil Cope! Let's broke my green screen again. Holy shit. Yo! Dude's wilding out here. I don't see him winning this in the wide open, but he might. He might. He'd have to run across that to get safe. There's gonna be a team on the bridge. But whoever's up there, bro, fuck him. Get safe. I believe in you, man. I want you to win. No, 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 you're not life hole, no. Lil Cope, Lil Cope, Lil Cope. There's gonna be a team in here. You already know it. He's already expecting it. Look at the awareness, looking around, probably on top. Now, the thing about getting on top is they're probably in the staircase because the top is vulnerable to the bridge. You can hear him too. 2 targets. He's waiting. The patience in Lil Cope is, this is amazing. I fucking love this. Just letting him fight it out. Lil Cope deserves fucking praise for this, bro. Dude's an animal for this. Taking melee and ranked and fucking dominant bitches. I might try this because this bitch swings fast. This was I've never seen a melee weapon hit that fast. Swords wasn't even that quick. Swords wasn't even that quick, bro. It's just boom, 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 dead. 3-minute hit, boom. I think I'm gonna actually rock melee. Oh, someone's nasty with it. Now again, everyone can kill each other off right here because it's a wide open ending. Even the guys on the rooftop are fucked. They're gonna have a little bit of the edge because of the Gaduri, but to be fair, we have a Duri too. Lil Cope could make a rooftop play when the gas hits the roof and go fuck him up. But this dude don't need tips. He's got this shit. Let's see what happens, man. This is dope. I've never seen this before, especially in ranked. Not in Warzone 2 at least. All right, so they're already looking here. Using smokes to hide his body. Guy to his right too. I don't think he heard him. Fuck. No! Oh no! Lil Cope! Absolutely crazy game to spectate. If you want to learn how to become a better Warzone player, make sure you click here to find out how to do that.